Good afternoon, traders. It's Bill Baruch with Blue Line Futures. It is your daily midday market minute. Debt ceiling talks are breaking down again, but before I get to it, if you're watching this on YouTube, please click the link below and subscribe. Like and subscribe. If you're watching from our website, there's also a link below to direct you to YouTube, and you can subscribe that way. We'd love for you to follow us. We'd love for you to help us build our following. Yeah, we've seen quite a bit of volatility today. Debt ceiling talks now here shortly before 1 p.m. Central Time have broken down. I think news is right around 12:30. Now, the S&P in the stock market was really kind of coming off those highs already, either looking towards some breakdown in those talks or just some of the cyclical names, like even the credit card companies are lower here today too. So just sort of one of those days where prices are coming in. And this is what I discussed in the Morning Express. It is okay. We're seeing the market digest what was last week. We have a number of support levels below the market, and that's where we have to see this thing respond. So we are now below 41. 82, 85 area, up 88, that pocket, that was a big area of support. That is now violated. We're below there. So we have some other levels highlighted in the Morning Express. However, the NASDAQ is still holding its first wave of major three-star support. So that's constructive. Now, the June 1st deadline for a debt ceiling deal is fastly approaching. But something we discussed, and it may be sort of this soft deadline. The government will still be able to pay its bills likely till June 15th. And then there could be some tax influx that could also extend that out further. So that's why we're really not seeing the market fall apart. And there's definitely some gaming here, some posturing between our elected officials. So that kind of gets us to where we are right now. If there is some positive momentum, though, ahead of the weekend, and if we get a nice beat and raise from NVIDIA tomorrow after the bell, what I highlighted on the Morning Express today, it could set the stage for a pretty powerful rally. So keep an eye on that and see how these support levels the market reacts to the support levels, because they're all highlighted on the Morning Express. But stay nimble. There's going to be a lot of news flow coming in the next few days. So moving on to crude oil, it was really all about OPEC Plus this morning. The Saudi energy minister talked about making ouch for those short speculators. And so we saw crude get back above $73. It's been hanging pretty tough right at 73, right above 73, but it still is a strong area of resistance up there. We got API after the bell. Not a whole lot of deviation from unchanged on some of these expectations across the board on oil stocks and in distillates and gasoline stocks. So keep an eye on that. But see where they are at the SPR as well. It's all going to matter tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. But we got the API private survey after the bell today. That would move things. Can there be a catalyst? Will there be a catalyst to get this thing out above $74, bring us to our next big levels above, all highlighted on the Morning Express, so check that out. And then lastly, the metals. A nice big flush out last night. We've seen a pretty decent response here today. Gold moving higher on the debt ceiling talks, breaking down after the noon hour, hanging right back at the highs of the day, right near unchanged. Silver as well, flushed out last night pretty heavily. Gold did not make a new low. Silver did make a new low. They're trying to crawl their way back. Platinum hanging by a thread against last week's low as well. So, it's not. I wouldn't call it constructive yet. We really got to get out above yesterday's highs. Now, silver's high yesterday is above $24. I think for silver, we really want to see maybe get back above $23.90 would be a start. But for gold, getting out above yesterday's high, I think would speak volumes. It would potentially drag silver as well. So a lot going on here. The dollar index just kind of hanging around 103.5. The euro's lower. The yen near unchanged. What it's really going to be, though, it's all about the U.S. dollar CNH, USD CNH, the Chinese yuan. That is a tradable contract. It's on the future. It's a CME futures contract. So you can look at the quote, and that is just hanging and continue to grind higher above $7. It's highest level since November when gold was below $1,700. So that's the big thing to watch here. We need to get an overnight where the Chinese yuan strengthens, which that USD CNH would go lower than, and that's what this metals market needs, is to get out of the floor here. Get off the floor, get something moving. So, we're here to help. So don't hesitate to reach out, 312-278-0500. And remember, futures trading involves substantial risk of loss. It is not suitable for all investors.